Hi, just wanted to show you these ZigBee LED filament colour temperature adjustable bulbs. That is a mouthful. A lot of people call them tunable white now. Not these in general, but any colour temperature adjustable bulb. Usually if they only do white, they just call them tunable white. Whereas in the My Light world or Footlight, we used to go with CCT, colour changing colour temperature. CCT plus RGB, or RGB plus warm white, or RGB plus cold white. So you'd see all these acronyms: RGB CW, RGB WW, CCT RGB, and these would just be CCT. I think tunable white's an easier way to put it. So these are Icasa. I'll try to show that on cam. So they're Icasa, they're ZigBee. Now that means they're Philips Hue compatible, which suits me because I've had Hue bulbs for years. Not that I've been buying them over the years. I bought some years ago. I've got enough of them that I still use them. I tried a few other compatibles. Cud LED off AliExpress a couple of years ago. Seemed to work fine. But it was the standard Hue type bulb where you've just got a clear bit at the top and then a load of base. You know, looks like a vase. They're not the prettiest thing. They definitely need a lampshade. Yeah, we've moved into a new house and it's very low ceilings. I wasn't sure what to do for lighting here. I keep looking at the big square and round LED panels. I wanted something that was dimmable, low voltage dimmable, not using a mains triac dimmer switch on the wall. You know, none of that buzzing noises and flickering LEDs and dying LEDs and all that crap. I wanted My Light would be fine. So RF, 2.4 gigahertz RF, not necessarily Wi-Fi. I didn't want to get into Wi-Fi bulbs that maybe each have their own apps and things like that. So it was either going to be My Light, because I don't know if I've got them here, but yeah, I've got loads of their controllers. I've got the battery version, I've got the mains version, and you can build your own Wi-Fi bridge with an ESP8266. I've done one of those. Don't know where it is, but it works a treat. Some genius has written an open source project, so you don't need the crappy My Light hub. You build a good one. So yeah, it was My Light or ZigBee for me. Now Philips have got their filament bulbs now. They're Hue filament bulbs. I gather it's not really Philips anymore, it's some other company. But I'll just show you. So they've got these, they're 20 quid each, no problem. And they look clean and tidy. I mean, that's a nice spiral, there's no denying that. But they're not tunable white, they're not colour temperature adjustable. As you can see there, it says flame. I think they're 2100 Kelvin, which is pretty low really. We usually class warm white as 2700, I think, in well, my limited knowledge of buying lots of LED lights. Yeah, so that's them. Now, so I was looking around, and like a lot of them, they come in different kind of glass sizes or globe sizes. Oops, sorry, all over the place. You know, that's a big one, and that's not a big one. And then there's the this size one. Let's call it a normal one. And looking around, the only thing that came up with these Icasa, sorry, no, wrong ones. They're the good ones. They're the ones that I found later. They're what I bought. The only ones that came up were these other ones here. Buy them off Amazon as Ajax Online, and ZigBee, and they want 20 quid per bulb. Now, if you go on AliExpress, you'll find the exact bulbs, but the Wi-Fi version, and looks like you can get them for £5 each. You know, it might be like £4, and then there's a delivery charge of a couple of quid. But if you increase the quantity to 5 or 6, the delivery charge barely increases, so it's about £5 each. I would have gone for that, but the Wi-Fi and I wanted ZigBee. I don't care about individual bulb control for this because I'm just sticking 8 bulbs up there. It's just the dimmer switches that we've got, I suppose. And you know, if I could have found my light, which, like I say, is RF but not Wi-Fi, I would have gone with that. I just don't want to get into the realms of bulbs that have their own Wi-Fi in them, and I don't know. You know, maybe you need a different app for each brand of bulbs and all sorts of crap. It's just another thing to get into, another variation that I don't want to get involved with. And I'm good with the My Light stuff, or Footlight. It's a company that actually does them, I think. It's now My Boxer. I'm good with that stuff, and I'm good with Hue. So Hue's just expensive, or ZigBee. But yeah, so this company anyway, Ajax are doing these ones. They're a bit expensive. Now the downside with those, and one thing that definitely turned me off about them, if you look at them, is you'll see that they use the LED strips, which I actually think work great. They surprised me when in the non-smart version, which is what this is. This is just it's just an LED filament bulb. I think they look brilliant. I had 8 actual filament bulbs, which I think were something like 60 watts each. So my light fitting, not here, at another place, was using something like 420 watts. Is that right? No, sorry, 320 watts. Oh no, that'd be 840s, 8, fuck knows, whatever. Too much power and a load of heat. So I begrudgingly bought these LED things, and at one point in time I had half and half. I had alternated LED actual filament, because the bulb housings looked identical, same teardrop shape, same glass tone, whatever they've done to it, dyeing or whatever. And in the end I just put all LEDs in because you just couldn't tell. You had to look really close. I mean, so I think these things are actually pretty good. The problem with these colour temperature changing ones, these tunable white ones, is that you've got 2 warm strips and 2 cold strips, and when changing the colour temperature it's blending, and because they're so separate like that, you're going to see the direction of light is going to change, or you're going to have cold going to one bit of your ceiling and warm to the other. One of the Amazon reviews in German, thank you Amazon Translate, pretty much said that, and straight away I thought, yep, that's going to piss me off. So I didn't go for that. So when I found these, and they've only arrived today, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. And you know what, I have. They've come, and I took them out of the box, and I saw that filament, and I thought, ugh, looks a bit plasticky. When you compare that to how they look on the website, let me show you. They look funny. I wasn't sure what to expect. That looks like fabric. They look like they're encased in some sort of orange fabric, and I thought, oh, okay, it's interesting. Looks like it's made out of cheesy What's-Its or something. But you know, they do what they can. It's difficult to do this stuff. And then they've come, and they don't look anything like that. That looks like a 2-core PVC or something flex, like you might use for your servo wires in RC modelling. And I thought, okay. But I fitted them, and I think they look great. They work with Hue straight away. I've got Hue set up. I've had to do it on the tablet because if I flick to Hue on my phone, the video stops recording, and I've not. This dimmer switch is kind of geared up for the living room at the moment, so but I'm going to steal that. But I think they look great. I'll just try and do some controlling here whilst filming over there. Could be difficult, but I'll have a go. The bulbs were detected like instantly. It took 30 seconds for all 8 to be picked up. There was no switching on and off at the wall. There was no putting the serial number in or any of that rubbish. So obviously they're nicely dimmable. Might be difficult. The camera may just compensate as they go dimmer, which is going to be a pain, but well, yeah, you can see that. So they dim okay. Let's just have a look. Yeah, they're colour temperature adjustable. So this thing that normally would have all sorts of different colours in it, really, it's just an up and down from what I can see. That's cold like a morgue, that's white, that's warm. And this is all 8 bulbs at once, but it doesn't have to be. So you can see that. Now I'll just show you. I'll show you what those filaments look like up close when they're switched on, which I'm quite happy about. So I was just showing you what they look like off, and you know, it was like, okay, a bit plasticky. Or when they're on, and on low, if you get very close, you'll see them as I see them all the time, like that. That's how I'm seeing them from a distance now. They look pretty good. You know, you can see lots of individual LEDs. Oh, there we go. And on the back side, you can see the, you know, the wiring, I suppose, the anodes and cathodes, whatever, all joining together. Sorry, trying to maintain focus here. So I think they're pretty good, and the price was good. For 2, it was 30 quid. No, less than £27 for 2. So £13.35 per bulb if you're buying them in pairs there, like that. I'll just show you. So I was saying about these strip filament, LED strip filament bulbs. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. So when these first came out, as I said before, I thought I'd be disappointed, but I'll see if you can see these on cam. I actually think these are great. It's just, you know, they're not smart bulbs, so they're not dimmable from like a low voltage controller. And my phone doesn't seem to like the frequency or something. So I'm sorry about that. And there's nothing I can do, I don't think, other than just catching it in the corner, maybe. No. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way of. I mean, if you just put it with a flicker, you can see it anyway. But no, okay. Well, anyway, I do think they're good bulbs, but I don't think it works when you want colour temperature changing. Just go back here. Let me just put the lights back on again. It's gone dark in here, obviously. Yeah. I don't think these strips like that, I think they're great as standalone bulbs, and you know, probably work okay with a triac dimmer switch thing, maybe. I don't know if they are dimmable or not. They probably do. But yeah, I think these are. I think when you want colour temperature changing, having, you know, alternate warm and cold light strips like this isn't good enough. So I've got a tunable white version of this, which is those. I don't think is any good. Now, I've got to confess, I've not actually bought them. I'm going off somebody else's review, but I can completely see what they're talking about. Some companies have tried to do a bit of mixing up from what I can see. They've crisscrossed them. They were even more expensive though, and it still didn't look good enough to me. Yeah, I'm not sure I can find them. I think it was these guys maybe. No, so they're only one colour temperature. But there was one that had just made 2 big X's of the different LED filament strips, and it sort of just looked a bit weird to me. I mean, really what you want is an all over the place squirrel cage type thing like that, whatever they call it. But yeah, you know, it's not going to happen. here's a Sonoff one. This is a Wi-Fi one. So it's the same sort of thing there, you know, it's completely separate filaments. So I think what these guys have done, Icasa, it's pretty good. Quite happy with it, I think. They say they're 480 lumens. I don't know, it's not something I can measure. I mean, I've got 8 here. Oh no, maths again. 8 5s would be 400. So, yeah. So it must be. I should be at something like 3600 lumens for 8 of them. Doesn't feel. I expected that to just blind me, and it's not. So who knows? But yeah, I think they're pretty good. So that's it. Okay, bye.